So, yesterday's video was quite popular, and today we're going to do the 4x4 version of this. Much like the Volkswagen Country? I think it was the Golf Country, yeah. We're gonna do something like that. To do that, we're gonna switch over to some solid axle suspension to, you know, give it that off-roading chops. Oh wait, actually we can raise it really high with this suspension. Oh, but I do want solid axles in this. There we go. That looks so weird. Then we can go even higher. Yay! God damn. I see no issue here. Do you? We are going to give it a new engine though. This is going to be more of a diesel type engine. Going to be very small. It's going to be an inline 4 and it's going to be probably a 1.6 diesel. Compression ratio up, cam profile down, turbocharger, fuel economy setting, injection, direct injection, single and performance. And we want long lasting fuel. So we have about a similar amount of power, but should have more torque this time around, and a much lower RPM. Also, it is going to be a considerably cheaper engine to make, especially since I can go ahead and do this. There we go. Much cheaper. Let's give a little diesel a listen. You can barely hear it. All right, let's move on. I do like the idea of a two-door, and I think, yes, we might actually go with that. It'll be a cross between a Volkswagen Country and a Suzuki Jimny, much like the thing that the guys are currently doing over on Mighty Car Mods. Oh, unfortunately, we can't go four-wheel drive, but we can do a transverse all-wheel drive with lockers. So, I mean, it's basically the same thing. Wow, that thing really wants to oversteer right there at the end. God, this thing is so tall. So for the rest of the settings, we are fairly good. What's our mileage like? 43? Not as good as the previous one, but we are sacrificing a little bit of that for wider tires, bigger tires, and the fact that this thing is raised so high that it would give me vertigo. Yes, I suffer from vertigo. Thank you. Don't point that out. Oh dear God. Okay. Apparently this engine weighs considerably more and we need bigger brakes on the front. There we go. That was actually an easy fix. Off-road budget. The only thing that we have wrong there is the body type penalty. So that's pretty awesome. Switches over to an off-road skid tray, lose a little bit of mileage, but whatever. We're gonna keep this all standardized parts so then we can save money. Suspension is going to go to probably actually stay the same, except the sway bars will go off-road. Our sportiness is not 0, but over here our sportiness is 0, yes. Off-road is fairly high. So yeah, we're doing pretty well. I've just realized that we don't have low range with this option. So we're gonna switch to a 6-speed, and we're going to shorten those gear ratios up quite a bit. Hopefully that will help us. Top speed will be hampered a little bit by having to get over this little bit of a hump, but we will need the low range at some point, I'm assuming. Our top speed in first gear will be somewhere around 25 though. That's gonna be a very incredibly short first gear. Our miles per gallon though have also taken a pretty big hit. Once again, this isn't the fuel economy version. It is, yes, a fuel economical off-road car, but that's about as far as I'd go as far as to say anything on that matter. Trying to get a bumper to fit this is going to be weird. So we just increased the volume of our engine up to a 2-liter. I was kind of worried that it was just like a little too slow. Our off-road budget went down though. What is our price currently? $22.6 thousand. Not the worst price in the world. How much does our car weigh? $11.57. What's our car body panel material? Aluminum. We can make that out of steel. We can say screw it to fuel mileage. Our weight went up a little bit. Our price came down a lot. Our fuel mileage also came down a lot. Yikes. But we should be fine. And we brought it out here to the circuit to get a proper readout, because apparently BeamNG reads better than automation does. And we're getting about 60-ish to 66 by the looks of it, which is not like amazing, mind-boggling like yesterday, but this is still really good mileage. We're getting about 70 now? Okay, so maybe I wasn't quite on flat ground at the time, but it looks like we're getting about 70, 71 very accurately. Oh wait, do we turn left or right here at this corner? Oh wait, no, it's an American track. We're going to turn left again. NASCAR is so peculiar. I wouldn't say it's a bad motorsport. I would just say that it's like not as entertaining. The only entertaining part is when like their life is on the line and they're almost dying, which makes it more of a circus act than a race. But yeah, you get the idea. Like, I think the race strategies and pit strategies and all that kind of stuff are actually quite entertaining. Also, it's very peculiar that you still have the 5-stud pattern as opposed to the single stud pattern option, which every other race car uses. All right, we're on flat ground here. It seems to be about 70 to 71 miles per gallon, which is pretty impressive. Whoop! Wow, we lost the wheels so easily. God damn. So let's give this a proper try with the new one and see if it's an update issue. Because this is my real Hypermiler car. Wow, there has been an update. This is actually reading around 230 to 250 miles per gallon. Nice. It's good that they finally were able to figure out the difference between automation in this game. I like that. This is meant to be getting, though, somewhere around 251.4, I believe, is what the number finally was, which I accidentally did at the end of the stream, but end of the video, but didn't show. Yeah, this feels a whole lot better now. It does sit from like 230 to about 260-ish miles per gallon, which is kind of in the wheelhouse of what this car was. So let's go do some off-roading in the car that we've come here today with. Sometimes with a car like this, though, you're in, say, a car park, and you need to get down. So we're gonna do first a bit of a parking challenge. Brum brum. First gear, second gear, going much better this time, and we made it. Love it. Oh, we lost our front bumper. Isn't that a high quality car? Well, let's get down from here now. Wait, hold on. Where's the down ramp? Wait, is there no down ramp from the top level? God damn it. Well, time to get down. Durability is important for these cars. So far, seems like it's doing really well, despite what happened. Just gotta get down this ramp, and out we go. There, super simple stuff. So now I suppose we do a little bit of highway cruising to see how the car does. I feel as if the suspension might be a little collapsed on the left side. So yeah, we are gonna reset. Bloop, quite a decent little car this. I just had to turn traction control off because I don't like traction control, except in a car that's really, really wayward. But so far, this thing is quite controllable. I like it a lot. And also with this all-wheel drive setup, it can quickly be used with just maybe a different drive ratio to a regular GTI all-wheel drive type system. So I'm happy to have not actually gone 4x4 technically. Remember the last time I tried to make a four-wheel drive off-roading type microcar? Yeah, well, let's refresh our memory on how bad this thing handles. So, we're gonna come up here, we're gonna try to squeeze through that and go up this little bit of a ramp. Well, I'm stuck already. Oh dear, well, it doesn't like this at all. Let's put on the lockers and see if that helps. Oh, it does, but it also still really wants to roll. Oh god, yep, that was the problem. Now I remember. It wasn't so much that it was bad or anything, it was more that it just wanted to roll all the time. Let's try to go up through this canyon type of area, and yeah, all right, we just roll all the time. Also, flat 4 as well. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that was to keep the center of gravity low to help it go up steeper rakes without any sort of problem. But it didn't change the fact that this thing just wants to roll all the time. So, yeah, that was this car. Now onto the new one that's, maybe not quite so off-roady, but at least it does have the ability to do stuff off-road. Well, there goes our front bar. That's great. And we're gonna try to go up the same place that I just did a second ago. You know what? I should probably turn on diff locks. There we go. All right, upsy daisies. Okay, so it's considerably less likely to roll. And you know what? Actually, it made it up there anyway. I was not expecting quite such a good climb. Oh boy. Yep. This thing is a little bit bouncy. Now let's see how it goes up this steep area that one failed to get up. It does a little bit better, except I think it could do with maybe no... Ah! Well, we rolled anyway. Oh god, that was a bit violent. Also switching over to manual. Okay, we're gonna keep it in first gear this time, and we're gonna try to get up here again. Yes! Much better off-road! And even though it did roll, it rolls considerably less than the last one, so we're fine. I mean, it still rolls less than the last one. Alright, let's try going up this little canyon that I tried a second ago. And will you go through here? I mean, not really, but better. It does better than the other one. So let's go up and around it and go beside it and keep following this gully up on our off-roading adventure. We do have more than one gear, so maybe we should utilize that a little bit as opposed to just bouncing off the rev limiter. I suppose what a normal person would say that's into off-roading is, well, just don't drive so fast. Your off-road is not meant to be a fast experience. But to you, I say, nuts. And just want to do this anyway. Alright, what do we got up here in this tricky looking area? It just goes. It just goes up. That is fantastic. Okay. Well, I have another place that we want to try out. This is a place that we couldn't go through previously. We both really sucked at it. So today, I'm going to try it again with a little mini off-roader and see if we can't do something about it. Diff locks on all round, traction control off, and let's see what we can do. In our manual, by the way, not an automatic, all-wheel drive, not technically four-wheel drive, and we've got ourselves high-centered already. So yeah, that was a part of the problem. There we go, we've dropped ourselves a 230 kilogram rock, and let's try getting up there now. Well, oh no, we flung the rock off instead of actually using it. I was hoping we could do better than last time. But we will traverse it, whether it kills us. Okay, well, that wasn't actually quite so scary. Let's move on and try to maybe give this thing a bit of a lap around a racetrack. Still the chrome glitch, great. Let's go ahead and give this thing a good hard thrashing around here. We're gonna turn traction control off, and we're gonna put on rear diff locks to help us get the vehicle turned around when we need to. Though I don't think this thing is meant to be particularly understeery, so we should be good. Let's also turn on center differential, and we're gonna restart. Yay! Such short gearing. Oh my god. I know that I didn't have the choice of low range, so that's a bit disappointing. But you know what? It's actually done alright even without real low range. It's just got a low-range gearbox to start with not like a terrible top speed. What was the top speed? 170 or 160, which is pretty decent. You wouldn't sneeze at a car that could do that. You wouldn't say it's a powerful car. Would you say it's a 2-liter car? You'd probably be like, I don't know about that. But then diesels have really high top speeds. You know what's not common here in Australia? Diesels. They are very uncommon. You won't even see a lot of four-wheel drives come with diesels. It's pretty much just for trucks, and by trucks I mean Australian trucks, so like semi-trailers, road trains, stuff like that. And as for road cars, some like 80s and 90s vehicles will be diesels for like four-wheel drivers, but there's no econo diesels really in Australia, any of that sort of stuff. It's quite a rare thing to have indeed. So when I made this diesel, I was like, I don't know what a diesel is meant to be like, so we'll just do my best guess, because I have no experience whatsoever, and for me to go through and research every diesel car, econo box, and four-wheel drive that's ever been made would take me too long. Besides, I'm looking forward to the GTI anyway. This was almost the same time, but a little bit slower than the Tanner Hauler. So, I mean, that was a pretty good truck. And also, I think that was a diesel V8. And when I say diesel, guys, like, I can convert these cars to technically what diesel is, but we're just saying that this is equivalent to diesel as we can get with automation. Moving on! With the fill score, we're going to add on the ongoing cost section for service costs and fuel mileage compared to performance. And then in the weekend category, we're adding on trackability too, because many of you are like me and want to have a bit of a track beast. So starting with the weekend category, the styling is okay. Being small and tall, it's going to take a small hit and gets a 4 out of 10. The acceleration is not impressive, with it taking 12.4 seconds on a good day to get to 100 kilometers an hour, which in the 1970s would have been fine, but here it deserves a 3 out of 10. The handling is not great, but being in the weekend category, this is an off-roader weekend car, so it gets a 6 out of 10. The fun factor is both high for off-road, but low for driving to and from where you're going to actually start going off-road, so it gets a 6 out of 10. The cool factor is interesting, as these don't sell well and most people don't even know they exist, so it gets a 7 out of 10. The trackability is low, very low, and I picked the worst time to add this category. Not even rallying with this is good. It gets a 1 out of 10. For a total weekend score of 27. Moving on to the daily category. The features are exactly the same as the base model Cholo, but this does have diff locks and the ability to go off-road, so it gets a 6 out of 10. The comfort is much like the other base model, but its ride is smoother, though wallowing around so much makes it feel a little uncomfortable. It gets a 6 out of 10 again. The quality is much the same, but with a more robust diesel, it gets an 8 out of 10. The practicality is a little higher as you can go to more different places, but dwindling it down to a 3-door, it gets a 7 out of 10. The value is higher here, using more common materials for a considerably reduced price, added onto the fact that 4-wheel drives tend to hold their value more, this gets a 7 out of 10. The ongoing costs here are very low. The service costs are lower with its diesel than the base model, but it uses more fuel because it is a bigger and heavier car. I gave the Cholo a 9 out of 10, and I think this does the same, a 9 out of 10, giving it a total daily score of 42. Add them all up, and it gets a total fill score of 69. I'm mature. Making it the new top of the leaderboard. Wait, the Suzucon is on here now? And, well, you know what, that score makes sense. I just had to add that car on there. Out of all the cars I've ever made, still my most favorite car of all time is the freaking Suzucon. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and how dare you?